Hello people, in this video we want to look at ABI. What is ABI guys? Auditory brainstem implant. Okay, so where exactly are we? First let's look at that. We are here in rehabilitation of the hearing impaired. We have finished looking at hearing aids. We finished looking at under implant, we saw cochlear implant. Now we look at this brainstem implant. See guys, basically understand that if a person has, let us say conductive deafness, okay. So if there is some conductive deafness, some problem with air conduction, you can give them a conventional hearing aid, right? Or you can use bone conduction and give them a bone conduction, BAHA, right? Bone anchored hearing aid. Or if they have some any other issue directly to middle ear, you can give that vibratory sound bridge or something, right? Or if the person has some hair cell issue, cochlear issue, you can give a cochlear implant. But now let us say there's issue with this nerve. Nerve itself has issue. So what can you do? Can you fix any of these three things? Nerve itself has issue. So if nerve has issue, they have to bypass this nerve and directly go to the brain. So they're doing a brain stem implant. You can see here, there's a sound processor here, there's a receiver here, and then there is something going here and an electrode which is sitting on your brain stem. Oops. What and all these people have found out, right? Directly to the brain you can send the sound information, is it? Let's see. So basically if there's neural hearing loss, you can give this auditory brainstem implant. This is actually suggested as surgery for bilateral acoustic schwannoma. Bilateral acoustic schwannoma, don't forget guys. So your schwannoma means what? That acoustic neuroma, right? See, acoustic neuroma nerve itself is affected. So I think they are going beyond this nerve and putting a brainstem implant. What do you say guys? So what exactly is brainstem? Look at this. Brainstem is marked here. It consists of your midbrain, pons and your medulla. So that is this. Your midbrain, pons and medulla. Right? So these three together will form your brainstem. So midbrain, pons and medulla put together form your brainstem. Okay? So where exactly are they implanting this auditory brainstem implant? In your fourth ventricle recess. So this is the fourth ventricle, right? So fourth ventricle recess here. Okay. So here you can see midbrain, pons and medulla. So here you have the fourth ventricle. Somewhere here they are putting the auditory brainstem implant. So lateral recess of the fourth ventricle, that's where they are putting it. Such an implant is needed when there is problem like vestibular schwannoma, right? Cranial nerve 8 has been affected. So whenever there's a vestibular schwannoma, cranial nerve 8, that is the vestibulocochlear nerve has been affected. Okay. So guys, they are placing some Dacron mesh on the brainstem and they are attaching the implant here. Okay. See, the receiver, whatever you're putting for these people should be removable magnet so that MRI can be performed in such people. So tomorrow if you need an MRI, this person needs some MRI, okay, and he cannot go into that MRI machine because of all these magnets inside him. So this magnet should be removable, okay. Remember this. Removable magnet it should be. So that they can perform MRI safely on these people. Okay. So make sure all these implants will be MRI safe. Okay. So what else we have to look at here? So this ABI, that is auditory brainstem implant, will help in communication, awareness, recognition of environmental sounds. They are not efficient. They are not as efficient as the multi-channel cochlear implant. Wow, you go and touch the brain and still they are not as efficient. Only limited number of such implants have been performed in the world and they are under constant technological development. So still a lot of people did not get this technology fitted on their brainstem. Okay guys, so you remember the auditory pathway guys. From this nerve it has to go to where? To the cochlear nuclei, to the in the medulla. Then it goes to the pons, superior olivary nucleus, lateral lemniscus, then to the midbrain, inferior colliculus, inferior medial geniculate nucleus, again midbrain. Then from there it goes to primary auditory cortex 4142. Say 4142, 4142. Should remember the cortex numbers, right? That's why they're implanting on the brainstem. What is the point of implanting on the brainstem when you don't know the auditory pathway, right? So definitely you will say this much. From the nerve it goes to medulla, to pons, to midbrain, to the brain and the auditory cortex. That much you will see. But can you say the exact path? Look at this. So it will go from the 8th nerve to the cochlear nucleus, to the olivary nucleus, superior olivary nucleus, lateral lemniscus. From there, it's going to inferior colliculus, right? Then medial geniculate body, and then your primary auditory cortex. Guys, in this video, we wanted to look at auditory brainstem implants. It's called as ABI. They come under implants, under instrumental devices for rehabilitation of the hearing impaired. Okay. So this they're doing in people who have bilateral neural hearing loss, like example in bilateral acoustic schwannoma, right? They're doing this. So they're directly hitting, putting the electrode in the brainstem. Okay. So what did you see in this? You saw that if there is a bilateral acoustic neuroma, etc., they will directly put the electrode on the brainstem. Where exactly? In the recess of the fourth ventricle. So here you have the brainstem. So where exactly are they putting it? In the lateral recess of the fourth ventricle, right? And they will put a Dacron mesh which is placed on the brainstem, and on that they will put this electrode, right? Multi-electrode array, same thing. Multi-electrode array, okay? So these things, whatever you're putting, they should be removable. The magnet should be removable so that the person can have an MRI later in life if he wants. This is the auditory pathway from your medulla pons, midbrain. It goes to 41, 42 of your, right? And how does it go? From the 8th nerve cochlear nuclei to the superior olivary nucleus, lateral lemniscus, inferior colliculi, medial geniculate body to your primary auditory cortex, 41, 42. So that is why they're putting directly on the brain stem, right? So, but this, they have not tried much, and they are saying it is not as efficient as multi-channel cochlear implant, right? It's not as efficient as your multi-channel cochlear implant. That's it, guys. We're done with auditory brainstem implant. Bye-bye.